The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I heard a story from the Bala Maisa yesterday, the person to whom it happened. So he told me as follows. He said, about 25 years ago, he was set to go to Eretz Yisrael. And he had all the right connections to go into the most elite yeshiva, great yeshiva. All his friends were going to the next level yeshiva, but he got himself into the elite yeshiva. He had great connections. He was a chashuv guy. He's going to the most elite of yeshivas. Well, he went to say goodbye to his Rosh Yeshiva, and Yeshiva said, so what did you decide? Lamaisa, which yeshiva are you going to? He says, I'm going to the elite yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. I'm not saying names because I'm not getting into that. So, not going to use Rosh Yeshiva's name either, because it's not relevant. Says, I hear, it's nice, very wonderful yeshiva, but I got to be honest with you. The yeshiva where all your friends are going has gedolei Torah, talmidei chachamim, muflogim, gedolim in Torah, many of them. The yeshiva you're going to is run by one individual. And I question whether a smart man goes, abandons an option like that just because you want to be in a bit of a, what's considered, Einei Ha'amim, a more elite place. I question whether that's a wise decision. If you were to ask me my opinion, I don't think it's a very wise decision. And they talked about it for a little while, and he walked away, a bit deflated. He said to himself, well, Lamaisa, ultimately, if I have a Rabbi and I have a Rosh Yeshiva, and I talk to him and I consult with him, and he gives me his opinion, even if I don't like his opinion, shouldn't I listen to it? Because that's what smart people do. Smart people recognize that the Rebbeim are smarter than them, and he asks his Rebbe, and my Rebbe gives me a really unbiased opinion. He only wants what's best for me, and he tells me if he doesn't think it's smart for me to pursue this option, I said I should go to that one, then I think I'm going to listen. And he said it wasn't so easy. It was a bit of a heavy heart. I gave up my entry slot to that elite place, and I went to the next place. And he said, Baruch Hashem, I had an amazing, amazing 5 years. He said, while I was there, I went to learn by one of these great Gedolim that my Rebbe had told me about. Had an amazing time there. Learned with him. Beautiful. Said, I had a chavrusa there. Wonderful, wonderful chavrusa. We learned for half a year. That was it. We didn't become fast friends. I respected him very much. I think he enjoyed learning with me, but for whatever reason, at some point, we each went our separate ways. This fellow who I'm hearing this story from has a daughter. Who has been in Shidduchim for a number of years. Nothing's going on. It's just not happening. And he's got a stack of them, and they're lining up, and how's this going to work? Well, when I spoke to him yesterday, the reason I spoke to him is because just 3 nights ago, his daughter became a Kala. So I gave Mazel Tov, and we started schmoozing a little. So what was the story? How did this girl become a Kala? So I'm going to tell you what happened. There's a great boy, just hitting the market, just coming out of the freezer. It wasn't even thought out yet. He was like just getting there. And his parents, who are wonderful people, are getting hit from every side. Believe me, you want those guys coming out of the freezer. They're the best. Innocent. They don't know nothing. Whatever looks and acts and talks like a girl to them, they're saying, yeah, that's what I want. That's it. Mom is exactly what I was always waiting for. So his mother is got this list, 50, 60, 70 great boys that are being, great girls that are being read. She doesn't know where to start. So she comes to her husband. She says, where do I start? What do I do? I got this whole list over here. Where do I start? She says, let me look at the list. He looks at the list. And he says, wow, a lot of names. Where do we start? He says, this name. Interesting. I know this name. Where do I know it from? He is the one who has a yeshiva, I hear. And you know what? I learned with him b'chavrusa 25 years ago in that yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. Really a good guy. Very nice person, beautiful midas, wonderful guy. This is his daughter. This must be his oldest daughter. Let's start here. How about we start here? And the wife says, okay, great. Start here like you start anywhere else. Let's start here. And she makes some phone calls and she finds out that she's a wonderful girl. It's Gebar Nashirach. 25 years ago, the Rabbi Shalom made his Rebbe tell him where to go, say no to the best place, because now he's going to go. And then he goes and he gets a chavrusa, and the chavrusa is what it is. It's not the chavrusa shaf that he ever sat and, gave $1,000 to tzedakah to thank the Rabbi Shalom for. No, it was a chavrusa shaf, like many other chavrusa shafs. 25 years ago, the Rabbi Shalom was busy figuring this out and planning it and putting all the pieces in place so that now his wonderful, lovely daughter should go become a Kala. And that, my friend, is how the Rabbi Shalom works. The Rabbi Shalom is so far beyond any flaws in your family. He's so far beyond any things that you think can get in the way of shidduchim? It's stuff is so nothing. It's like, think of this big 18-wheeler driving over a speed bump. I get it. When you're in your little smart car and you go over a speed bump, you think your head detached from your body. But you're in an 18-wheeler, speed bumps don't register. These speed bumps don't register. Family flaws don't register by the Rebbeinu Shalom when it comes to shidduchim. So stop it. Get focused. Take all that energy. Work on being the best Jew.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org